Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here. Welcome back to Union Cross. We're going to be talking about the ice cream trio that just came out. Axel, Xion, and Roxas. They are now able to go into Supernova Plus. If you guys have 6 copies already, throw them together. If not, there is a falling price banner for it that comes with 2 trades per pull along with gems VIP coins. The banners are perfect. The banners, I like these banners, especially when they're older metals. Getting an increase, having a falling price deal is very cheap. And along 2 trades per pull means if you do 5 pulls, you get 10 trades. And if you're not doing 5 pulls, as long as you pull 1, 2, or 3 times, you still get like what, 4 or 6 traits, which is really good. So banners for these are on point. And there's also some other things I want to talk about after this video, because there's a lot of events ending that are permanent, that they're no longer going to be there. So I'm going to talk about that near the end of the video. But we're gonna start off with Xion. Xion's banner is right here. Like I said, 1 Xion per pull. You need 6 of them to make it a Supernova Plus, because these are older metals that are being upgraded. Actually, I never checked if I have any of these. Alright, so looks like I'm lock and loaded to go. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Roxas here, and then I got 3 separate ones I can just add together and make with Mickey and Brooms. I got enough Axels as well if I want to use Mickey and Brooms on it, but poor Xion doesn't have enough. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 Xion. So in my case, I would have to use Mickey and Brooms to fill up the rest of these, and then purchase 2 more of the VIP, not the VIP, of the banner to upgrade it. But for everything else, I don't need to. I can just go like this, level up, throw my Mickey Brooms in it, and I'm good to go. Which I have about 39 Mickey Brooms, so I can pull this off. It is going to cost quite a bit per Axel, but if the metal's really good, you might as well. But remember, any of these metals can potentially be upgraded to Supernova Plus. If anything, maybe all metals in the future will become a Supernova Plus, or at least 50% of them. We don't know yet. If you can make Jack and Sally, I'd be very happy. But we're not here for that. Just go through your inventory, see what you got. If you got enough, when you click Evolve, you're going to have enough to evolve it. Now, if it's not locked, I mean, if it is locked, it'll blank out. If it's available, it won't go there. So make sure it's not in a sub slot, and make sure that it's not locked. But over here, you can clearly see I only have 3 available. So I need to upgrade these 3 into not Supernova, into fully gilded. So back to the point, are these metals even worth it? Well, looking at Xion first, I'm going to switch over here. I'm going to show you guys that Xion is a very powerful metal. She is reverse speed. There's not a lot of good reverse speed metals in the game. She's got 30,000 strength. She's got a multiplier of 61 at the full condition, which her condition is she lowers your defense by 3. So every turn you're going to have 3 defense down, general defense down, which honestly is totally fine. You get one-shotted by enemies all the time. The only issue is this is in PvP, but again, PvP, we have overwrite metals, we've got Xions, we got Kyries, we have metals that fully debuff anyways, so there's no real tanking strategy in PvP that can't be destroyed by some other metal in the game. So lowering your own defense, I'll take it for an extra 61 multiplier. So 61 multiplier at 30,000 for single target is very good. Her buffs along with this are for 2 turns. She's got 15 hits, which is really nice, but these don't ignore the enemy's counters. So she can be used for situations where you want to manipulate the counter, but if you're trying to not manipulate the counter and die, 15 hits is a lot of hits for blue counters. But the rest of her buffs is she reverse strength by 7, a special attack by 200%, and targets defense and reverse defense and speed defense by 7. So she doesn't have the greatest buffs. She only does reverse, and she does all the debuffs, but only for 7, which is actually pretty good for a single target with a huge multiplier and great strength. Xion is all around great metal. You can't go wrong with this, and her Supernova is raising your defense and magic defense by 7. And then she gives 280% guilt increase, which is beautiful, counter +1, and HP recovery and gauges +5. So her Supernova is actually really good. So Xion, great pick. Honestly, reverse speed, like I was talking about before, if we click on reverse speed metals over here, there's not much going on out there. Let me go by strength, and we'll put max guilt multiplier. So you got 58s, you got 73 multipliers, 42s, 47s. You guys can see the multipliers aren't too crazy. Let me just make that a little bit better there. So yeah, multipliers were 61 single target. Xion is actually really good. This is not fully updated yet. There's a couple things missing there, but the point is Xion is solid. Losing defense is no problem. As long as you can keep going down by lowering 3, you're gonna have that 61 multiplier all the time, and usually 3 turns. So Xion's a great choice. Next up is gonna be Axel. Axel, same banner, 2 per pull, depending on how many you need. Now Axel is AoE, so he attacks every single enemy area of effect. Some people ask me what AoE means. So SP Axel with a multiplier of 29.43 to 56.94 for AoE is very, very good for AoE medals, and the condition is just have higher HP. So as long as you restore your HP, that's good, but a lot of us have been using strategies where we don't use a Kyrie or Xion and we're using another buffer just because they are more effective and they do damage. Stuff like this can kind of hurt those setups, just keep in consideration, but for every situation, use Kyrie and Xion. He's always going to do 56.94 AoE damage. He deals 8 hits for 1 turn, reverse and power strength by 10, special attack by 200%, and then targets power defense down by 10. So buffs and debuffs, meh. He does take care of the power for power defense down and power strength up, only missing 5, which is pretty good, and then reverse there a little bit. But his supernova kind of cleans up that. It's another AoE. It's got strength, reverse, and power strength by 5. 208% guilt, and targets defense, reverse, and power defense down by 5. So supernova is good for buffs and debuffs. He is a 30,000 strength, great AoE multiplier. If we go back and we look at reverse power medals, the only thing I have an issue with reverse power is that reverse power has a lot of good options already. Like the previous Axel is there as an AoE, got 56.70, you got Roxas, so on, so on. I look at these medals as not like you have to have them. It's just if you do have 6 copies laying around, or 4 or 3, and you want to clean it up, you can have yourself a very powerful medal for cheap because you don't have to pull all 5 times. If you're someone who doesn't have any reverse medals, like you have nothing in this list over here, like I'm still rocking Supernova Final Fantasy Record Keeper Sephiroth, and he's killing a bunch of quests for me, and he's only got a multiplier of 48.53. 48.53 compared to 56.94, 30,000 strength. You've got more power there than that Final Fantasy Record Keeper Sephiroth, so keep that in consideration. And when I show you guys my setups and I use stuff like that, it's nothing compared to what he has. Like Sephiroth's AoE, 31.48 multiplier. He's at 30,000 strength. Master Xehanort has a 55.44, but he doesn't have 30,000 strength. He's got 25. So that Axel's really good. These 3 medals are absolutely okay to go for if you're going to go for medals. The only thing, and when I talk about the last one, I'm going to tell you guys that I kind of don't want to go for them, is just because of the new mechanics in the game. But here's Roxas. Roxas, in my opinion, is probably the best one when it comes to no conditions. He's got a multiplier of 60.65. He's reverse magic, which there's not a lot of good reverse magics in the game, just like Xion. 30,000 strength, single target, 12 hits. He raises your strength, reverse, and magic strength by 10. He gives that 200% guilt increase and targets defense and magic defense by 15. So he's got good buffs and debuffs. He just doesn't have that upright buff there. So, sorry, that reverse defense down. That's all. But he's got defense and magic defense by 15. These kind of medals are very valuable to me because general defense down is like the main thing you want to hit out before anything else. And a lot of medals in the game always have like they have power, magic, or strength defense down on their setups anyways, so not having the reverse over here is all right because it cleans up everything else. So I'm sorry, I meant reverse. They have reverse defense up and reverse defense down anyways, so it cleans up really nicely on his own to have that, especially if you get extra attack on this medal. Strength with extra attack is going to go to 20. Reverse strength is going to go to 20. Magic strength is going to go to 20 with extra attack, meaning he can be your buffer in the beginning. And then targets defense down, magic defense, you're only missing that reverse defense down without extra attack. He restores 2 gauges, he just doesn't heal. And this is the kind of things I was talking about, that you can have a buffer in the beginning that's not Kyrie or Xion. Now, when it comes to his supernova though, it cleans up pretty good. Strength and reverse strength by 10, targets defense and reverse defense down by 10. So if you, on the first turn, activate his supernova, you do have that reverse defense down, and he does give himself strength and reverse strength, so technically his supernova can be activated by itself. It won't be super effective, but it can be, and then you activate him and he starts doing some damage. So Overall, I like all three of the medals. Just Xion has that little condition. It's not a big deal. We've had medals like that before, lowering your defense. We get one-shotted regardless of what we do. But if you're trying to tank, it hurts. The bad thing about these three medals is that they don't ignore enemies' counters. So if you're using a lot of these medals in your setup and the enemy has like 3 red counters, you're going to screw up that counters and you're going to end up dying. But there's also cases now we get to carry over our buffs. So these can turn out to be for the better. So having a mixture of these and medals that ignore counters can turn out really, really good. But don't forget, in the game itself, you can just get these medals as you play. So when you pull for other medals in other banners, like pulling for Ultimate Form Sora, they might show up, and then you'll have a list like me where you can choose what you want to do with all this. I'm still waiting for other medals to be upgraded, but yeah, this is all here. So this is up to you guys what you want to do. Personally, I really like the Roxas medal, Reverse Magic. I actually didn't show you guys that. Let me show you guys Reverse Magic and where it sits, because he is a Reverse Magic medal, Roxas. And like I told you before, besides Demix, copying, Reverse Magics have an awkward spot. Like, you have that copy medal Demix, but Young Xehanort's at a 39 multiplier. Hades is at 54.87, which is good, but he's not single target. You've got Luxord over here who is single target, but he's got RNG on his side and he doesn't have a lot of strength because these are not Supernova Plus medals. That's a mistake on Xion's multiplier. Don't look at that. But Xion's a good choice, but again, she's AoE. That single target hit is very, very good on that Roxas. So Roxas is probably, if you need a reverse magic medal, probably a good choice to go for. But again, just go by what you need on your Keyblade setups, especially with all the mono Keyblades being mostly the most powerful Keyblades in the game. Try to go with that, or if you want to clean up stuff, it works out really nicely because you can choose what you want to clean up. Does your magic setup need better metals? Then go for Roxas. Does your power setup needs better metals? Then go for Axel. Does your speed metals, Keyblades need better metals? Then go for Xion. All you gotta do is go to your equipment, look at your mono Keyblades, and be like, yeah, I could use that. But you have to look at reverse Keyblades, technically, because they are fully reversed. So if you can't fill up your whole slots with reverse power, then Axel's a good choice. Clearly, I do have enough medals here that are above 25,000 plus to go into all these slots. So I'm technically okay because you can put whatever you want on the pet slot. So just go through all your stuff. Dark Gnaw, you've got the missing Ache over here, which if you need reverse speed, which I think I'm lacking reverse speed, to tell you the honest truth. So I would have to consider Xion. Like Marluxia doesn't have good stats. He's at 26,000, and you can see my reverse speed drops to 19, 15, 14. But that's if I want to use a Dark Gnaw, which is not a bad idea with 8 multipliers, 7.83. So yeah, if you want to clean up a lot of Keyblades, you can do that, or just keep working on your strongest Keyblade and make that better. That's how I say just go for it. You don't have a lot of jewels if you're free to play, so choosing what you want to go for is a good idea by focusing on one Keyblade. Now, the thing is, with these 3 medals being very powerful, great multipliers, they don't ignore enemies' counters, and they don't bring anything new to the game. Where Ultimate Form Sora gives you 1500 upright strength to all your medals, which has way more value than this. So my jewels would go towards this. The thing is that you can be 1 copy away, or if you do want to start fresh, this is only going to cost you 11,000 around there. Where medals like this are going to cost you 15,000, or 10 Mercy Pulls are going to cost you 30,000. Where these are very cheap. So very cheap, very powerful, effective. If you already have Ultimate Form Sora, if you already got your buffers and all that, these are very good cleanup medals. So that's up to you guys. What you want to do. I say they're 3 solid medals. You can't go wrong. Clean up your setups. There's going to be more and more medals coming out, so you can technically save and skip, especially with JP Anniversary being around the corner. We might be seeing some crazy new mechanics or medals that have like everything built into them. So saving up to 40,000 jewels, 50,000 jewels, try to do that. My free-to-play account, I mean my main account over here is struggling to make the jewels back to pull for Ultimate Form Sora. But like I was talking about earlier, the quests that are ending is Chasm of Challenges. Round 2 is until September 4th. You guys have 27 days to complete this. I don't really touch this as much. You can see I've only done 4 quests. I actually haven't attempted them, so I'll probably start making some videos on these before this ends. It's got level 6,100. These things are not a pushover, but most of the times it's like a tanking setup to beat these instead of brute force. And then we got The Power Proud Plus quests are leaving. Power, Speed, and Magic. They only here until the end of the month. You guys got 23 days to complete these. These have been around for a very long time. They're very easy. Level 500. Just make sure you complete all these. It gives you some chips, Dales, Avatar coins, and most importantly, that Sun Gem. That Sun Gem's very important. Trust me, it is. Hopefully they decide to bring in like reverse of these quests. Because we have all these Sun Gems already. Hopefully they bring in Moon Gems for the next ones. Or maybe quests that have both of them. I don't know. They're going to replace this with something. They have to. At least I hope they do. They've been doing pretty good on content. Hopefully they do. But yeah, just a heads up. August 31st and September 4th. Get your Keyblades. Start building them. I'm going to start making videos for that Chasm challenges. See if I can go through all of them. And hopefully we end up doing it because there's a lot of freebies in there. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know if you're going to go for the Ice Cream Trio at all. If you're skipping out. Now that I know I have a bunch of these medals laying around, I might actually upgrade some of them. Because 30,000 strength with great multipliers seems good to me. And they got buffs and debuffs. Again, they can affect counters, which is bad, but also good in some situations, like the current damage contest. So it all depends, guys. Let me know if you're going to go for anything. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.